Hello and welcome to Burning Waters of the Moon Tarot. My name is Desiree and this video is a tarot reading for the energy of Cancer. And for this series, I'm using 3 decks. We are using the Talisman Oracle by Nora Paskaleva. This is the Tattoo Tarot by Mega Munden. And then here we have the African Tarot by Victoria Iva. So this series, I'm doing something a little different. I am going to pull the Oracle card first, and we're going to read around that card. Okay, and as I said, this is a reading for the energy of Cancer, and I would like you to know that though you may not have a placement in the sign of Cancer, but you do have a house in Cancer. So to check to see where Cancer was on your birthday, you can pull a birth chart. I have a link all the way down at the bottom of the description box. And just put in your birth information and you can pull up a chart and just see what house Cancer was in on the day of your birth. And you will express Cancer qualities in that house. At least that's what our astrologers tell us. All right, Cancer, let's see what card is going to come out for you. Well, nothing is shooting out here. And these cards are very slick as well. Very glossy. All right, I guess nothing wants to totally pop out, so I will just choose one, okay? We'll take the top. That's what I usually do. Let go. Oh, Cancer, it has a crab on it. Oh, look at this. Oh, here we go. Look at that crab. I love the art on these cards. It's simple yet very intricate. And the monochrome color is just, it's amazing. The backs, let me just show you the back. I know it's not a flip through, but I don't know if the color striation, if that's the word, is going to pick up, but down at the bottom, that is like a bluish teal kind of color, and then it turns into like a white up at the top. What a cool card. Okay, let go. And that speaks to Cancers in more ways than one. You know, Cancers can be a little clingy sometimes, but they feel at home with certain people and they always want to be around that person because that person is like their home. And so they can be described as clingy, but my daughter's a Cancer, and I can see where people would call her clingy, but what I see is more of a comfort. And she likes, of course, we like to be in comfort. We like to be comfortable. And so when she finds an energy that she meshes well with, that she's comfortable with, she wants to be around that energy and she wants to feel that energy. And so, I mean, I'm not exactly what this card, I don't exactly know what the meaning of this card is, but sometimes Cancers can be a little clingy in regards to that, or they can get stuck on an issue or a situation. So let's read what Nora Paskaleva has to say about this let go, HIJKL. It's in alphabetical order. Okay. Just like running water, everything keeps constantly changing. You've been holding on to a burden that's been slowing you down. Sometimes we know what that is. Other times we need to examine our needs and behavior. Often holding on comes from a need to control our life and surroundings. It gives us comfort that we can direct the circumstances and avoid a painful path. But if we let go of the illusion of control, we can find peace and enjoy the ride. Being vulnerable offers an opportunity for connection and closure. The little crab has to learn to let things go. The flower in front of him is a delicate gift from nature to bring joy. There's a flower in front and in back. Use this card when you need to let go. The burden is too heavy and your tiny claws are clutching with tremendous effort. Take a breath. On inhale, form fists with your hands and hold them as tight as you can. On exhale, open your hands and release the negative energy and feel the powerful release. No, feel the powerful relief. I release this energy. That's like the mantra. So this oracle deck gives little, she calls them talismans, I think, but actually they're sigils. And she provides vellum paper for us to draw our own sigils. Copy her. She has some examples in the back. But yes, that is the sigil of let go. Oh, what this is cool. So you must be holding on to something, right? And that can be holding on to an idea, to a relationship. It can be holding on to a situation. Maybe not wanting to let something go. Okay, so we're going to dive into this message, and we're going to use the Tattoo Tarot by Megamundin. And this is a pip deck, but it's a pip deck with little nods towards the RWS system. So though you won't see scenes, people depicted in the minor arcana, you'll see little indications of how the RWS deck is interpreted. So sometimes I will read it RWS style, sometimes I'll read it numerology, and I don't have a set way of reading numerology. I mean, there's the Chaldean way, there's just so much. So as with my spreads, I kind of go with the flow. Did I do the knocks? I think I did, now that I'm doing it. I just feel like those knocks clear the deck. Shuffling for me clears the deck too. It runs air through it and brings everything out. All right, let's see what's going on, Cancer. Let go. So we've got the Four of Wands. We've got the Knave of Wands. And we've got the Chariot. That's also related to Cancer. So the Knave of Wands, this is our page, and it's in reverse. Okay. I think I'm going to need to sort of stack. And I'm going to switch your view so you can see your beautiful spread. Let's put our Cancer in frame. Oh, crap. Okay. Now, okay, so with the Four of Wands, fours are stability for me, right? And so when I see a four and I feel like you're, and I think this is good for you, especially in something of letting go. To me, it seems like you kind of know what that is, and you know that you need to let go. However, with our Page of Wands being in reverse, I feel like you're just not quite ready for it yet. You still are hanging on to the thought that it might still, there still might be a chance of this, whatever you need to let go, this may be working out. You're thinking if you just put a little bit more energy into it, or try to work it out, try to figure something out. It seems to me like you're just not quite ready, but I do feel like you know that it's time for you to let go. You kind of have this, you're kind of bracing yourself. It's like you're getting ready to get ready, if that makes sense. I often get ready to get ready as well. And so, but overall, with our Chariot here, I feel like you're going to be able to conquer this. This is a card of achievement. This is harnessing two polar opposite energies and being able to get them to work together, to move forward, to, basically bending them to your will. So, all right, so let's see what else is going on here. I'm going to use the African Tarot. Now, this deck is RWS, and so we'll see the pips. We'll see the scenes in the minor arcana. they have a nice scene going, and I believe it's just like what Pamela Coleman Smith designed. It's just African style. Got some different colorations, got some different figures in there, different dress. Wait till you see the beauty of these cards. And so you can see here that, you know, usually this is the Four of Wands is that, in the RWS deck is that sort of the celebration, the homecoming type thing with the laurel, the little garland over the wands, and it's kind of like a celebration. And this kind of reminds me of, you know, maybe a marriage with this diamond being there. I'm really enjoying my tea, by the way. I hope you guys don't mind. I don't know what proper etiquette is for YouTube videos. Probably not supposed to chew gum, but I don't know about drinking. I assume it's okay because I've watched many of videos of people enjoying wine and having mixed drinks and, you know, just having a grand old time. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw. I'm going to do one more shuffle. Okay. All right, Cancer. My lovely Cancer. Judgment in reverse. Ace of Wands in reverse. And King of Spears. And this is the sword suit, the spears. Because in Africa, you know, they have spears instead of swords. Okay, so I'm going to slide this up. I'm also going to change your view here. No, wait, it's this button. Did I try to change it earlier? And maybe it didn't work. All right. To slide it up just a bit. Sorry, you know, if this is taking too long, you know, you can like long press on your screen and it'll speed it up 2 times. Just something that I learned. Okay, and then our Knave of Wands. We're going to have to color a beautiful Cancer here. Maybe we can put him in the center. Like that. Oh, but then this is empty. Oh, that kind of drives me nuts. One of the things about this thing here is that I try to get all these lines lined up with my shot. And I mean, I can sit here for like minutes just trying to get it all evened out. And so that's why I added this cloth here, because I feel like the lines up here just aren't in line with the lines down here. So just a little neuroticism on my part, but it drives me crazy nonetheless, and I'm sure no one else really notices it. Okay, so let me call out your cards. So we've got the 8 of Cups in reverse, 10 of Wands in reverse, and then 7 of Discs down here. And then Strength in reverse, another Major Arcana. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse, Major Arcana. And 3 of Spears in reverse. So this is our typical RWS. Let me switch the view. I still can't get over how the cameras are like opposite of what our world is. It's weird. See, so that's kind of cool. It's like Africanized. Beautiful deck. Like I said, I love this deck. I like Victoria Iva's art too, but this is not her art style. Check her out on Instagram and you'll see what I mean. And also, if you follow I have a link to the flip through of this African tarot. I think it was one of the very first ones I did when I started making videos. And I believe I probably use this cloth. Anyhow, if you go to that video link and check out that page where I do the flip throughs, you'll see that I did a flip through of Victoria Iva's decks. It's called the Black Tarot and also the Guiding Light Tarot. I'm gonna plug my computer in here. All right. Okay, now we're not running low battery. All right. What a beautiful spread. Oh man, now I need to scoot this over. I just had it all set up, and then my little self box over there is in the way of you seeing your... Okay, there. Now, my self box is right next to this Three of Spears in reverse. Okay, so let's see. So we do have 4 total major arcanas. 3 are in this row here, our middle row. And they're all in reverse. So where do I want to start? So it's interesting with this Four of Wands here. Like I told you that you kind of have that inkling of knowing that that you need to work on letting go of something, and and I think what would help you with that is if you, with judgment being in reverse, is what I'm referring to, is if you would, the judgment is my taking stock card, right? The judgment is, this angel is heralding, he's blowing his horn, seeing who is worthy enough to rise from the dead to yet live again, who is worthy for rebirth. And part of deciding if you're worthy for quote unquote rebirth is taking stock and looking at all the things that you've done, and things that you're doing. And so I don't want to look at it, and I don't like to look at it in a past tense, because I feel like we're always in control, right? We always have for the most part, we're in control. We always have choices to be made. We can steer our energy in different directions. We can approach things in a different way. We can, we have so many options that we can work with. We have choices, and not making a choice is in of itself making a choice, right? So there are just there are things that we are in control of. Now we can't control a tsunami coming, but we can definitely control being aware of what's happening. We can control leaving, taking what's important with us, and getting out of the way of this tsunami. And so, so my point being is that while this angel is heralding to see if we're worthy or not worthy, what we can do to be proactive is look at what it is that we're doing. Is it in line with our goals? Is it in line with how we see our life? Basically, are we doing things that are going to get us to where we want to be? And that's kind of taking stock and kind of understanding where we want to go versus where we want to be. And if we're not on that right path, that right trajectory, we can change that. Okay, so maybe the next go round of the angel blowing his horn, we'll make adjustments. So the next go round, then we'll be worthy enough to rise and have rebirth. And so what I'm seeing here is that you really need to kind of have a heart to heart with yourself, and really understand what it is that you want in relation to this thing that you need to let go. Do you want to put more energy into this? I mean, is it something that you definitely want to let go? How long have you been putting the energy into it? What do all of the signs show? What does the history show? and perhaps maybe even consult with a friend, or perhaps your friends are telling you, oh, you've been at this for years, it's time to give it up. Or maybe you have someone who's like, oh, just give it a little bit more time. Maybe it's maybe you need to open up a little bit. And so that's the kind of taking stock that you really need to work on, to understand, and see if it's worthy of your time, and how long have you been doing this, and do you want to continue with it. And I do show with this King of Spears here that it's going to take you. He's heir of air, right? He's been through it. He knows, he has all of this experience and all of this understanding. And it's going to take you looking at things in a very airtight way, pun intended. A very airtight way, very just logical approach to this. You're going to have to take your feelings out, because while we like to be comfortable, and while we want things that we want, the heart wants what the heart desires, sometimes we can't make decisions based on our feelings. Sometimes we have to make decisions based on logic. Sometimes we have to make decisions based on our coins, on our physical. It's not always going to be easy on the pocketbook if you're buying, a car every year. You know what I mean? So we have to, though, having the new car smell is wonderful, and it's great to have a new car and it not be have to have those maintenance that you have to do with the older cars. It's not easy on the pocketbook. And so sometimes we just have to look at things from a very straight and narrow, and just, how is this going to work with me from a logical standpoint? Whereas, as opposed to, how does my heart feel about this? Well, they make me feel so good, and I'm so comfortable, and I just love being around them. And then there's this chance that, it might work out. And how long do you want to live on the chance that it might work out? Okay. And so that's what I mean by looking at this in an airtight, King of Spears type of way. Okay. So that was that. My attention is called over here to the Chariot. We've got Strength in reverse, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and then the Three of Spears. So I really would have liked to have seen both of these upright, right? And I do like that the Three of Spears is in reverse, because I do feel that there might be some kind of heartbreak, right? Some kind of just emotional attachment to this situation here that you're needing to let go. But like I said, you're getting ready to sort of make a decision about what you ultimately want to do. And I think you're just going to have to rely on the fact that you're just going to have to get up and go and do it. Like, there's not going to be any kind of preparation, any kind of mental fluffing, like, okay, I'm confident and I can do this. I don't need that. And, I don't need that in my life anymore. It's really going to be you just making that decision and sticking with that decision, and not really focusing on how it's going to affect your life, and how you're going to feel. And it's just really going to be like a get up and let's get going, blinders on, this is what I'm doing, and that's that. Because there is an emotional attachment, obviously, to this thing that needs to be let go of. And the easiest way is to just rip off that band-aid is what I'm getting from here. And there's not too much more to say about that besides, ripping off the band-aid. And as far as you just not really being ready, and that's very indicative here. I do see that with the Eight of Cups, and then the Ten of Wands. But however, we do have this Seven of Discs here, and this is that card of harvesting. But along with harvesting, and along with the harvesting comes the wisdom of knowing when and how to harvest, right? So I do see that, like I said, you're not quite ready, but the intuition is there for you. It's like you're tired of holding on to this burden. It's kind of burdensome because it's not the ideal situation. It's like you're chasing after something that you really that's not really there, right? And you want it to be something more than it actually is, and it's just not transpiring to that. And that's weighing heavy on you, and that's why I think you're getting ready to get ready. And this Eight of Cups, further shows that you're just not quite ready to walk away at the moment. And what you might be doing here is possibly gathering up the strength, gathering up just the mental fortitude to cut this out of your life. I know, if I can relate it to something as mundane as drinking Coke. I love Coke. I've loved Coke my entire life. I used to love to drink Coke and eat Doritos. Now Doritos give me a stomach ache. And now I'm to the point where Coke gives me a stomach ache, but I still just love it so much. But I can't slowly wean myself off of Coke. Like I tried to do, okay, I'm just gonna have it every 3 days. Okay, I'll just have it every 5 days. And then I was like, okay, just do it weekly, and that just does not work. And it's just, I have to just stop it. I just have to be like, there is no Coke for you ever. So that's where I'm at right now. So now I'm trying to stop drinking Dr. Pepper. But what I'm trying to say is that it just takes some time for you to just decide that when you're ready to do it, that's when you're going to do it. And that's when you're going to be just like at your wit's end. You're just going to be like, okay, I've had it. I can't take this anymore. Not putting up with it. I'm done. And that's really what it's going to take. And that's what I see right here for you. All right, so the moral of the story, let's just rip off the Band-Aid. I know you're getting ready to get ready, but when you're ready to finally rip off that Band-Aid, I think you're gonna know it. You're just gonna be like, okay, it is time. I am ready for, bigger and better things that are more suited for me. And whatever this is that you need to let go of, it might be for the better, and who knows, maybe it's just not the time for this situation right now. Maybe it's a time for all those involved to grow and to experience things on separately, as opposed to trying to go at it together. And then perhaps when you guys are older and wiser, maybe you guys can come up and meet again. And wow, this video is already 30 minutes long. But real quick story, I went to a party this weekend, and I met this couple who had been lifelong friends only because their mothers were best friends. And they went their separate ways. They each got married, didn't see each other for like 20, 30 years, whatever. And then I think one of the mothers died. And so they were at two totally different, two different area or sides of the the country, and something brought them back together again. And now they're at a point in their lives where they've come back together. They've realized that they have so much in common, and they're a couple now, and they're like in their 60s. And it was just so refreshing to me that they knew each other since childhood. They actually said they have pictures of themselves as babies because, you know, their mothers were best friends. So I just thought that was just a beautiful story. And it reminded me of just, you know, that time of maybe it's just not the time for this situation. And who knows what the future holds. So like the Wheel of Fortune, you know, things are always changing, and we don't know what the future holds. Okay, that's what I have for you, Cancer. Thanks for sticking with me. I know this was a long one, but remember, you got that little long press button that speeds things up. Take care, and I will see you next video. Bye.